Stars in tarot can be tricky. Are they actual people, personality types, or just energies? Today we are diving into how the Golden Dawn connected court cards to the minor arcana, zodiac signs, and planetary rulers. Sounds complicated? By the end of this video, you will see how it all fits together in one elegant system. And you will know exactly how to read court cards with clarity and depth. Hey everyone, welcome back if you are new here. My name is Nusha, and as always, it's amazing to have you here. I love revisiting court cards because every time I discover new layers of meaning that deepen my readings. Today, I'm sharing how I work with them so you can feel more confident when they pop up in your spreads. Quick disclaimer, I'm not a professional astrologer, but I love exploring astrology and weaving it into tarot. If you notice anything that seems off, please comment. I would love to learn and grow together. Before we dive into court cards themselves, we need to understand where the structure comes from. The Golden Dawn, a magical society from the late 1800s in Britain that shaped modern tarot. Both the Rider-Waite-Smith and Thoth decks trace their origins here. What made the Golden Dawn unique was how they linked Kabbalah, astrology, alchemy, ceremonial magic, and tarot into a single interconnected system, the foundation behind the depths of the cards we use today. A key symbol is the rosy cross, which visually maps these layers of knowledge. The four arms of the cross are for our four elements: yellow air, red fire, blue water, and here the four colors are for earth. It sometimes gets represented by the four colors of the Malkut, and the white is spirit. We have a rose inside. The three petal is for our alchemical triad: sulfur, mercury, and salt. The seven is for our 7 planets, and the outer 12 petals are for our 12 zodiac signs. Summing up, they come to 22 and pass off the tree of life. And we have the pentagram here, shows our 5 elements here, as you see on each arm: spirit, air, fire, earth, water. We have a hexagram here showing our 7 planets, and so on. From this foundation, the two major decks took different approaches. Rider-Waite-Smith, RWS, Waite and Pamela Coleman Smith distilled the Golden Dawn system into clear, story-like imagery. Instead of layering dense esoteric symbols, Smith illustrated scenes you can almost step into: people working, celebrating, resting, or struggling. This made the deck intuitive and beginner-friendly, perfect for storytelling and divination. Todd Darroch Crowley wanted to preserve and even expand the Golden Dawn's complexity. This deck integrates in astrology, Kabbalah, alchemy, geometry, and numerology. The art by Lady Frida Harris is abstract, symbolic, and densely layered. Not always as easy to read at a glance, but incredibly rich if you know the system. To bridge simplicity and complexity, we will use the Decans wheel. Sometimes they call it tarot astrological wheel. Depending on which term you Google, you will find this kind of charts popping up. This chart usually makes people's heads spin. But don't worry, I will break it down layer by layer, and hopefully by the end, this chart will feel like a practical roadmap, a tool you can actually use to read the minors and court cards with real depth. Starting at the center, we have our 12 zodiac signs forming the foundation, starting with Aries and cycling through Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces. Each sign carries a distinct energy, and dividing each 30-degree sign into 3 decans allows precise planetary influence. Together, sign plus decan give each minor card a unique cosmic identity. So when we look at Aries here, the 30-degree of Aries, and divide it to 10-degree segments, we ended up to have 3 pieces: the first decan, second, and third, which results in 3 distinct date ranges from March 21 to March 30, from March 31 to April 10th, and April 11th to April 20. The next layer beyond the zodiac and the decan, it's the elements, the circle here. Let me draw my perfect circle. Starting with Aries again, because as our first zodiac sign, we have fire, earth, air, and water. In the Golden Dawn system, the sequence of elements reflects creation, manifestations, and the flow of energy. So, this order, fire, earth, air, and water, isn't just a random order. Fire, first, because it represents pure energy, action, and the spark of life, symbolizes initiative, creativity, and the active force that start processes. Earth comes next as the element of materialization and stability. Fire's energy is grounded into form, creating structure, growth, and physical reality. Air follows Earth, representing thought, communication, and mental activity. Once energy is manifested physically, it can be analyzed, understood, and communicated. And last comes water as the element of emotion, intuition, synthesis, completes the cycle by integrating experience emotionally and spirituality, connecting back to the inner subconscious realm. So, as you see, this order isn't just something random. This ordering is especially important when mapping the minor arcana to the zodiac and the decans, because it shows how elemental energy follows through the cards and interacts with astrological forces. Now we consider the zodiac modalities. We are in this layer. At the end of this video, hopefully I will be expert in drawing circles. Cardinal, fixed, mutable, cardinal, fixed, mutable, and the cycle continues. These describe how each sign expresses its energy. These modalities give the cards their kind of dynamic character, showing whether a card's energy is initiating and action-oriented, cardinal, steady or persistent, fixed, or flexible and adaptable, mutable. By combining the element with the modality, each minor card gets a more specific personality and way of acting in a reading. Minor number 2, 3, 4 from each suit belongs to cardinal signs: Aries, Cancer, Libra, Capricorn. Beginnings, initiation, fresh energy. They are a start of the season: spring, summer, autumn, and winter. When I have my number 2, 3, 4 minors in a reading, I can easily say they belong to which zodiac sign. For example, let's take into account 2 of wands. I'm number 2 in wands, which is fire element, and 2 is belonging to cardinal signs, and the only fire sign in these 4 is Aries. So I can say 2 of wands is Aries. The same for 3 and 4 of wands. You can do it with any 2, 3, 4 suits. For example, let's take into account 2, 3, 4 of cups. Again, these numbers belong to cardinal signs. Let's take into account Three of Cups. Cups is water, number 3, I'm in cardinal, and the only zodiac sign belonging to water group is Cancer. So I can say Three of Cups zodiac sign is Cancer. Minor numbers 5, 6, 7 belongs to fixed signs. Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, Aquarius. Stability, focus, holding steady. They are middle of the season, middle of spring, middle of summer, middle of autumn, and middle of winter. So let's look at, for example, Seven of Wands. I'm in Wands, element of fire. Number is 7. It means number of 7 means fixed sign, and the only fire sign here is Leo. So 7 of Wands zodiac sign is Leo. And finally, number 8, 9, 10 minors belong to mutable signs. Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, Pisces. Adaptability, transition, they are end of the season. And again, as example, let's take 9 of Wands. Wands, fire element, number 9 in mutable signs, and the only fire sign here is Sag. So the zodiac sign of 9 of Wands is Sagittarius. So the number of a minor card doesn't just show progression, it reflects the zodiac rhythm, the start, the peak, and the transition of energy. Coming to our chart, let's look at the examples that we did. For example, we said, let me change this color maybe to yellow. Okay. Two of Wands, we said, is Aries. Perfect. 5 of Wands, 6 of Wands, 7s. We took, I think, 7 of Wands and we said it's Leo. So you see 5, 6, 7 belong to Leo and they are fixed sign and fire. And the last example was 9 of Wands and we said that's Sagittarius. Here it's Wands, mutable, end of the season, and it's fire. So, like this, you can find your way within this chart. Let's move on. Each element is also linked to a tarot suit, which channels that elemental energy through the cards. So, we are now in this layer. Drawing my beautiful circle. Gosh. Okay, starting again from Aries, our first zodiac sign. Golden Dawn cycle starts with wands, discs, or pentacles or coins based on your deck, swords, and cups. As you realize, the suit order doesn't follow the traditional RWS deck order. For majority of the decks that I have purchased, the order is always like that. Major Arcana, then is Wands, then is Cups, Swords, and Pentacles. So let's see why we have this order here. Because it's important. Everything that comes after this follows this order. So let's look into it. The suit order follows the zodiac in sequence, starting with Aries fire and continuing through the next signs and their elements. For example, it starts with Aries fire suit of wands. Aries is the first zodiac sign, so it naturally starts the cycle. And it represents the starting energy, action, initiative, beginnings, all this beautiful stuff that we already discussed. Next comes Taurus. That's Earth. That's Pentacles. Represents stability, growth, material foundation. And then we move on to Gemini. It's air, belongs to, represents the suit of swords, intellect, communication, decision making. And finally, we are in water cups, Cancer connects to cups, representing emotion, intuition, relationships, partnerships, these beautiful things. And the cycle continues. So, by understanding the element behind each suit, you can see how the energy of a card expresses itself. Whether it's active and creative like fire, grounded and practical like earth, intellectual and analytical like air, or emotional and intuitive like water. Basically, each suit channels this elemental energy through a specific zodiac signs, which further shapes the card's meaning. To recap everything, the suit of wands are fire, and the zodiac signs are Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Energy, passion, creativity. Suits of Pentacles are Earth, and the zodiac signs are Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo. Stability, work, money. Suit of Sword is air, and the zodiac signs are Libra, Aquarius, and Gemini. And our final suits, Cups, is water, and the zodiac signs Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. Emotion, intuition, relationships. So, putting all together, the link between elements, suits, zodiac signs, and modalities helps us give each minor card a distinct personality and energy, making its astrological flavor clear in reading. So they are not just some minor cards. Our next layer is planetary rulers. Each decan has a planetary ruler assigned using the Chaldean order: Saturn, Jupiter, Mars, Sun, Venus, Mercury, and the Moon. From slowest to fastest apparent speed of the planets as seen from Earth across the sky. The slowest planets rule foundational energies, the fastest bring immediate influence. Looking at our chart, we are now in this area. Again, me with my beautiful circles. Okay, we are now in this section. Let me zoom in. So, what does it mean? We always start with Aries as our first zodiac sign. So, the first decan of Aries is Mars, two of wands. Then from there, we basically follow the Chaldean order for the next decans. Next one is Sun, Venus, Mercury, Moon, Saturn, Jupiter. Be careful here not to mix up because we started from Mars, we went to Sun, Venus, Mercury, Moon, and we are now back to Saturn and Jupiter. And the next cycle starts again with Mars, and we end back at Jupiter. Again, going around until here we have another Mars. So we have two Mars neighboring each other. Now let's understand really how these subplanets affects our minors. Every zodiac signs we have, they have a main planet that rules them. For example, back to Aries, the main planet is Mars. This sets the overall tone of all three cards. For Aries, that's Mars, so all Aries decan cards 2, 3, 4 of wands carry that raw, fiery, pioneering energy. And the minors or decans sub-rulers as a flavor to each individual card, basically distinguishing them. Two of wands, Aries energy expressed through Mars is double Mars, pure drive, raw force. Core Aries energy, pure initiative, bold planning, ambition. Three of wands, Aries energy expressed through Sun, ambition with vision, charisma, adds confidence, visibility, leadership, optimism, basically bringing in all the Sun's characteristics. Four of wands, Aries energy expressed through Venus brings harmony, celebration, social joy, collaboration. So, the sign ruler is the backbone of all three minors. Why they feel similar. And the decan ruler or minor's ruler is the shade or filter that makes each card unique. Altogether means even though all three cards, 2 of 1, 3 of 1s, and 4 of 1s, shares Aries fire energy, the planets bring different shades. Mars pushes for action, Sun encourages leadership, Venus adds cooperation and joy. To keep in mind that every minor arcana from 2 to 10 is like a cosmic formula. Element plus zodiac sign plus modality plus planetary ruler. So, good news? Now we are done with all foundational topics. We are ready to dive into our court cards. Let's go meet them. Understanding all the concepts we have covered so far sets the stage for the court cards. Each court card rules over a group of 3 minor cards, like their mini kingdom. So knowing the minor's cosmic DNA is essential before interpreting the cards. Before worrying about mapping systems, Golden Dawn court cards to RWS, let's clarify the role of each court card and its elemental energy. Page. Beginner, student, a messenger, learning the element. The element is earth, grounding, foundation, seed of the suit. Knight, active, adventurous, putting the element into motion. The element is fire, initiative, drive, action of the suit. The queen, inner mastery, emotional and intuitive command of the element. The element is water, receptive mastery, emotional depth of the suit. The king, outward expression, leadership, authority over the element. And the element is air, strategic authority, intellectual command of the suit. For example, page of wands. Page element is earth, wands is fire, so this is earth of fire, grounding inspiration, learning passion. Knight of cups. Cups is water, and the knight is fire, fire of water, passionate emotions, pursuit of love. Queen of swords. Swords is air, and queen element is water, so it is water of air, clarity expressed with compassion. King of pentacles. King element is air, pentacle element is earth, so it is air of earth, thoughtful direction of material stability, as an example. Mapping the Golden Dawn court family onto the RWS court cards can become a bit tricky because the two systems order the ranks differently. Let me show you first the order. In RWS, we start with page, we go up to knight, queen, and then king. So king is the highest rank. Also pay attention to the artwork and to image. The knight is on the horse and is in movement, and king is sitting on his throne. Golden Dawn or Thoth, they use the same ranking. Princess to prince to queen to knight. Already you see the differences, and you might also heard that I said knight also in Golden Dawn. That's where all the confusions also happens, because the knight in Golden Dawn is not the same knight as the RWS. On the chart, we are now in this area. We have queen, prince, and knight in Golden Dawn. Please don't think about the princes and aces for now, or pages or aces for now. I will come back to them later. I will share with you 2 possible approach that you can do the mapping, and I will show you which one actually is the one I use. Method A. You can say that the knight in GD is equal to RWS king, and queen is the same, and princess is the same as page. That's also easy. And the prince in Golden Dawn, you can say it's equal to your RWS knight. So now then you have a kind of mapping, and it follows the same minor groups as we have on this chart. That's why it's so important when you're looking at this chart, keep in mind that the court counts order is based on the Golden Dawn and it's not the same as RWS. So you have to do this mapping, at least for yourself, to make sure that you are covering the right minors. The method B is, we say that, okay, the knight in Golden Dawn is equal to knight in RWS, and the prince is equal to RWS king. And like that, you have your mapping for RWS, and this is the one that I use. People have different opinion here, so please don't come at me. I'm just sharing some methods and which one I use. So for me, for example, here, what you see is the Knight of Wands and the Prince of Wands in Golden Dawn. And here we have Thoth cards. Knight is the highest ranking in Golden Dawn, and the Prince is like the Knight in RWS. But when you compare the just imagery to the RWS, so to me, the Knight of Wands, let me find my knight, my knight, is very similar to my Knight of RWS. It is not similar to the king. Where is the king? King! You see? And the Prince of Wands, although it's still on a chariot and moving, but is slower to the riding with horse, and it's more look like the king in RWS. So for me, the way that I work, I say that the knights in Golden Dawn or in Thoth is equal to the knight in RWS, and the element is fire, is moving, is kind of passionate, and the prince of Golden Dawn or Thoth is the king in RWS, and its element is air, intellect, thoughts, and decision making, and so on. To wrap up, court cards are not always literal people in a reading. In the Golden Dawn system, they often represent stages of development, expressions of an element, or recurring energies. For example, a king doesn't just show an older man, it shows mature, outward, mastery of the element, leadership, action, direction, while a page represents the seed of learning, curiosity, and potential. Understanding this helps you read the court cards more flexibly, whether they manifest as people, situations, or internal energies, for example. Now let's answer the question that we were waiting for it. Which minors belong to which chords? I will give you a pattern or formula that you can easily find the minors for your chord cards. What you need to only remember is the suits that we discussed, the order of them. We said it's first wands, discs or pentacles, swords, and cups. And also remember the decan, 10 segments of each zodiac sign. Let's start with our queen. Queen rules on last decan of previous suit, which is minor 10. Remember, we put the aces aside and we were grouping the minors from 2 to 10. So, for queen, the last decan of previous suits, minor 10, plus first and second decans of own suit, which means minor 2 and minor 3 of their own suit. Let's look into Queen of Wands. And if I draw it nicely, the Queen of Wands has this area of kingdom. So this is the area or kingdom of the Queen of Wands. We say that Queen always takes the last decan of previous suit, minor 10, which means here 10 of cups. We say the order was wands, pentacles or disc, swords, cups. The suits before wands is cups. So 10 of cups plus 2 and 3 minors of their own suits. That means 2 and 3 of wands. So these 3 are belonging to Queen of Wands. Let's take another example. Where is my Queen of Cups? Queen of Cups. Okay, here. So let me draw again the line to find her kingdom. The last decan of previous suit. The previous suit of cups is sword. That means 10 of swords. And the first and second decans of their own suit. That means 2 of cups and 3 of cups. Now let's move on to the kings. For kings, 3 minors are like this. Third decan of the previous suit, minor 4, plus fourth and fifth decan of their own suit, meaning minor 4 of previous suit and minor 5 and 6 of their own suit. Let's look into our king. Remember, we map the prince to the king in our WS. So here is our king of pentacles. Let me draw the line for his kingdom. Okay. Minor 4 from previous suit is 4 of wands. And the minor 5 and 6 of their own suit is 5 of pentacles and 6 of pentacles. Now moving on to the last one, to the knight. 6th decan of previous suit means minor 7 plus 7th and 8th decan of own suit, minor 8 and minor 9. Let's take the Knight of Swords here. Let me clean the king. Again, remember, we said Knight of Golden Dawn is equal to Knight of RWS. So, drawing the kingdom. Minor 7 of previous suit is 7 of Pentacle. And the minor 8 and minor 9 of their own suits, 8 and 9 of swords. Think of each court card as having its own DNA, which comes from the 3 minors it rules. Now let's put together everything we learned until now in practice. Assume that I drew a daily card and it was Queen of Cups. The first step, let's figure it out. The court archetype is Queen. Element of queens are water, nurturing, intuitive mastery, emotional leadership. The suit is cup. Cups are water, relationships, feelings, compassion. So the Queen of Cups represents mature, intuitive, emotional guidance, for example. Now let's find out the 3 minors of the Queen of Cups. Let's look at our chart. Let's find the Queen of Cups is here. Let me draw the section of it. Okay. The previous suit of cups is sword here. So the first minor is 10 of swords with sun as a ruler. Then the second is 2 of cups from their own suit, cups, which the planet is Venus, and 3 of cups, which is Mercury. So, like this, we find out the 3 minors that are the 3 underlying minors of our Queen of Cups. And now we can add this information to our reading. So, 10 of Swords is Sun in Gemini. Endings, harsh truths, mental burnout, rock bottom. Planet is sun. Even in the artwork, we see the sun. So it's like no matter you are down on the ground, there is a sun still coming up, so there's still hope. And Gemini is the overthinking, mental overwhelm. It's the air suits, all about thinking. And when we look at Two of Cups, it's Venus in Cancer. It's love, partnership, harmony, soulful connection. So Venus is love, connection, harmony, and the Cancer is this nurturing bond. This is the Queen's gift, creating emotional union. And when you look at Three of Cups, it's Mercury in Cancer. It's joy, friendship, celebration, community. Because Mercury is about communication, messages, thought, and the Cancer is this emotional bonding. This shows the Queen joy expressed through emotional dialogue, friendship, and shared feelings. The Queen of Cups ruling planets are the Moon. Why? Because we have Cancer as the zodiac sign for Queen of Cups, and Cancer is ruled by Moon. And we have also Mercury because of the Gemini that we have here. Already is a blend of mind plus heart. There is always a shadow and light side to the Queen or to any card. When we look at the light side, the Queen embodies love, joy, but also wisdom gained from endings, from this Ten of Swords. She knows how to hold a space for pain while still guiding others towards healing and connection. And the shadow side might be that she may absorb too much emotional weight, again from the Ten of Swords, losing clarity in partnerships or slip into escapism through others, for example. How we can then put together everything in a reading? When the Queen of Cups appears, she speaks of emotional depth, nurturing, and compassion. But her three minors remind us she carries both joy and heartbreak. She connects deeply with love and community, yet also holds the wisdom of painful ending. She is the guide who heals, and when you look at it in the reverse, she warns of overwhelming or blurred emotional boundaries. So that's how you can see which card of the minor is shadow, which is neutral or light. Usually, the minor that is out of suit is the shadow side of the court card. Here, Ten of Swords is the shadow side of the Queen of Cups, for example. Now let's look at another example. When the court card appears with one of or two of or even three of their underlying minors together, how then we can read this kind of a spread, for example? We start again. Ten of Swords, we said, is Sun in Gemini, painful ending. The Queen of Cups is emotional mastery, and the Temperance is balance, healing, like integration. And here, as I already said, the Ten of Swords is one of the Queen's own minors. This means that the spread is emphasizing her shadow side. This isn't random. It's the Queen showing her painful side directly. Here, the sun burns through illusions. The painful truth is kind of unavoidable. In the Queen's hand, this means she's not just a comforter, she's a guide who insists you face reality before healing can happen. With the Ten of Swords, the Queen's burden is fully active. The current, or if you are reading for yourself, you are at the rock bottom emotionally and mentally. Two of Cups, the hidden minor of the Queen, suggests what still survives, the possibility of love, trust, or reconciliation. And the hidden Three of Cups points to eventual healing through friendship, joy, support of your community and family, for example. So, when a court card appears with one of its minors, you should always read the court card through that minor first. Here, the Queen's nurturing quality is being filtered through the pain of the Ten of Swords. That means this reading is about emotional recovery, wisdom born from endings, and the journey towards healing and harmony. The Queen of Cups rules the Ten of Swords, and both appear together. It tells us the emotional guide of the Queen is sitting with deep pain. On the other hand, Temperance points the way out, integration, patience, and healing. The Queen reminds us that after the storm of the Ten of Swords, love and joy can return, but only if you allow balance and release. Again, the way that people also address the pages and aces is also different. Sometimes some people say the ace are kind of covering all their suits. For example, the Ace of Cups is the zodiac signs are Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, or we can follow again back the Golden Dawn. So now we are in this area, the last circle. So we came a long way. Here are our pages and aces. Just to recap, Princess in Golden Dawn is actually the page in RWS. And based on this structure, the aces and the pages, they are not connected to a time, but they are connected on the space level, like kind of owning a quarters by themselves. The Page of Pentacles or Ace of Pentacles, they are spring season. Aries, Taurus, Gemini. Aries, Taurus, Gemini. Aries, spark of life, new beginnings. Taurus, grounding, fertility, growth. Gemini, curiosity, communication, flexibility. So Page of Pentacles embodies the seed stage of learning and building, just like spring is the seed stage of the year, for example. The Page of Wands or Ace of Wands, they cover Cancer, Leo, Virgo. They are the summer quarter. Cancer, emotional warmth, nurturing. Leo, vitality, creativity, confidence. Virgo, refinement, skill, practice. Page of Wands carries the radiant creativity of summer, active, adventurous, exploring new passions. Page of Cups or Ace of Cups, we are in autumn. Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius. Libra is relationships, balance, harmony. Scorpio, depth, transformation, intensity. Sagittarius, exploration, vision, expansion. Page of Cup is the dreamer of the pages. Autumn energy of reflection, deepening and searching for meaning. And finally, the Page of Swords and Ace of Swords, they are for winter. Capricorn, Aquarius, Pisces. Capricorn, discipline, ambition, structure. Aquarius, innovation, collective vision, ideas, and Pisces, intuition, imagination, endings. Page of Swords mirrors the sharpness and clarity of winter, questioning, analyzing, seeking knowledge in the quiet season of thought. Each page or an ace rules a zodiac quadrants, 3 signs, 1 season. So before ending this video, I want to give you some tips that hopefully it will help you to keep in mind all these sub-planets for each minor. There are a lot. We have 36 minors. So the first method is just memorize them. As I mentioned, starting with Aries, you know your first decan is in Mars, and then follow the Chaldean order, and then count per each minor and find your subplanet. The method 2, planetary rulers for starting decans. The first decan sets the planetary sequence for the minors. Key rule: the starting planet governs 2, 5, 8 of each suit. The rest follow the Chaldean order. For example, let's look at wands, fire. We start always from Mars, and two of wands is Mars, and when we know it, we can follow the Chaldean order, Sun and Venus. Five of wands is Saturn. If we know it, then we can continue the Chaldean order. So the six of wands is Jupiter, seven of wands is Mars. Now, if we go to eight of wands, we know that that's Mercury, and the next ones, nine of wands is Moon, 10 of wands then is Saturn. So you only then need to memorize only three per suit. If I know two of pentacles is Jupiter, then I know the next one is Mars and Sun. If I know five of pentacles is Mercury, then I know the other two is Moon and Saturn. And finally, if I know the eight of pentacles is Sun, then the rest comes easily afterward, Venus and Mercury. And you can do the same for swords and cups, only memorizing 2, 5, 8 of each suit's planets. And the method 3, which is kind of my favorite one, I think is great to actually try to do that, is to group your minors by planetary influence. As an example, let me choose Saturn here. My first Saturn appears. So all minors belonging to Saturns, seven of pentacles, Taurus, waiting for results. And then the next one, five of wands, Leo, struggle, competition, three of swords, Libra, heartbreak, 10 of wands, Sagittarius, burden, eight of cups, walking away, Pisces. I prefer this bucketing also as an exercise because you can really see what kind of minors come under which planet and kind of see the connections between them. I highly recommend you to try it. That's the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope also it was useful for you and you learned something, or at least it was good to refresh your memory. Please, as always, let me know in the comment if I did a mistake or I explained something not accurately. Then I will make sure to correct it for next videos. Until next time, as always, please stay safe, healthy, and on top of everything, happy. Bye bye.